Hello, friend. Today's story is about one of my friends. Let the tale unfold. I went to visit my village in August to spend time with my cousins. We had a mansion in a village with a big courtyard. It was fall season, so there was heavy rain. If it had been a clear day, we could have stayed up late night to had gossips in our courtyard, but as it was raining heavily, we went to sleep early. About midnight, I woke up from sleep with noise if someone being crying. I got out of my bed, took a lantern to see from where the sound is coming. I roamed around in the room only to find everyone sleeping. I went back to bed and took that lantern with me to place it beside my bed. Hardly 10 minutes had passed when I again heard that same crying sound, but this time it was louder. I took my lantern and decided to go out in the corridor in order to check. I opened the door and threw the light with my lantern across the corridor. There was a woman sitting with her back on my side, crying and sobbing. I called out to her to find out who she was and what was the reason of her being weeping. She didn't respond. I went near her to ask that same question again. She didn't reply. Then suddenly, she told me to sit near her. She was wearing all white with her front and back side of face being covered with hair completely. One more strange thing was her being without arms. I sat down as she directed me. She asked me if I wanted to see her face. I responded positively. I wanted to see what thing she was. She removed hair from the back of her head, and then I knew that I was sitting on her backside. I moved to the front and got absolutely horrified as her face was burnt out completely. She told me that she was being burnt by water drops of rain. She told me that she needed my help. I was so scared to refuse. I asked her what help she wanted. She pointed toward courtyard where her child was lying and was burning due to rain. She wanted me to bring her child in shelter. I went out, got her child who was burning and was in excruciating pain. My hands started burning once I picked him up. I hurriedly went back and handed over her child. She asked me to help once more by giving a spark of fire from lantern. I obeyed. The moment she and her child got the spark, both turned so beautiful as it became difficult to remove eyes from their faces. She said then that she wanted to repay my act of service toward her. I refused and only asked her not to badger any human. She agreed. Then I asked her to let me go so that I could sleep. She said that in our room where all of us were sleeping, there were other members of her family who took shelter from rain. I looked toward my room and there was light coming out of the room, although the only lantern was there in my hand. I went back to my room and slept. With the break of dawn, rain stopped, and that specific light was gone. This was my whole personal experience that I am unable to remove from my memory even now. Thanks for watching, and please share and like.